A non-consensual relationship never works out long term, right? There are some guys who think that if they put enough pursuits into someone and it's a non-consensual thing and the person allows them to do things, it's just going to work out. That's usually not how it works. Usually, when you're pursuing someone and you're like constantly nagging them all the time and the person isn't giving you anything, usually what happens is you're probably breaking down the person's ego. You're probably giving the person so much trauma, breaking them down from a mentally standpoint, up to the point where they don't have the strength to defend themselves anymore. And then usually they'll agree to something because they've already been broken down so much. It's a little bit different from a consensual relationship. And one thing that people don't realize is when you enter a relationship with someone, there are telepathic connections. They are spiritual connections, soul ties, some people call them. I call it just spiritual connections that happen with that other person. And if it's a non consensual thing, it will not grow in a healthy way. Sometimes plants do not grow in a healthy way. Sometimes there's weeds, sometimes there's other things. And when the foundation isn't strong, it's not going to pan out too well for that plant. It's not going to pan out too well for that relationship. And that's why I think a lot of solid advice that guys need to hear is sometimes when you're with the girl and things are going good and things are getting better every single day and you're seeing her consistently, sometimes you don't need to worry about making her trying to convince her on how to do things, trying to trick her on how to do things. Sometimes when things are naturally getting better, it's inevitable that all good things will continue to happen as long as the connection keeps getting deeper. Now, if the connection didn't grow healthily and you were trying to pursue someone that didn't want to speak to you, that didn't never want to speak to you in the first place, and you kind of try to force them to do things and force yourself into their life, that's a little bit more complicated. That means it might not be a good thing. That person may not let you do things with them, and you're always going to be forcing yourself on them. And that is because there's no spiritual connection that took place. There's no telepathic connection you have with the person, and it's not growing. The plant isn't growing. And when the plant isn't growing and the foundation isn't strong, sometimes you got to cut your losses and you got to say, this is a dead plant. But when the plant is growing strong and the connection is growing strong, you got to say, you know what? This plant is growing bigger every day. This tomato plant isn't 10 feet tall yet, but it's 1 feet tall and it's growing. It might take a little bit longer than other plants to get 10 feet tall, but it's growing and it's going to get there as long as you give it a healthy environment.